Hi everyone, it's Agnes. And this YouTube has been inspired by working with people and people saying there's just too many things I don't know what to do to really help and improve my manifesting. So I'm going to share with you the top 4 things that have really helped me. And really it's distilling it down to the things that I think have worked in my experience the best, and keeping it simple as a good daily practice. So if you imagine it like a 4-legged stool, the 4 legs are, the first one, self-love. Now, self-love is broken down into 2 things: self-love meditations and affirmations with repetition. Affirmations for your self-love, affirmations for the specific thing you would like to manifest. So, for example, if you want to do the self-love affirmations first, you do them very systematically. You choose your say, I am loved affirmation. You do it 50 to 100 times. Be very systematic. Then you move on to I am secure, and you do that 50 or 100 times. So you work through it so your mind doesn't have to jump around to different affirmations every second affirmation that you're doing. It keeps your mind more focused and more relaxed, which then means you can bring the feeling into it more easily, okay? So first leg of the stool, self-love meditations, self-love affirmations, and also the meditations and affirmations in relation to whatever subject you want to create. More money, travel, a relationship, or a better health condition, whatever it is, you bring those in as well. Now, the second leg of the stool, I think, is really working on dissolving the parts of you that are creating situations you don't want. And I think the best thing for that is harnessing the mind through distraction. And I find Ho'oponopono, to dissolve all the stuff you've got going in, is a really good thing to do. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Over and over, it starts to pull you away from the problem, brings you back to yourself, and starts to get you to dissolve that stuff. The doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, whatever it is, Ho'oponopono brings you back to that on the outside is there because of me. So you work on dissolving it within you. Okay, so that's the second leg of the stool. The third leg of the stool is living in the end, which comes from Neville Goddard. You stop thinking about what you don't want and you focus on what you do want. And how you do that is living in the end through conversations in your head, as in what you're thinking about. So you stop thinking about it, not having it, that it's causing you disturbance because you haven't got what you want, etc., etc. You drop all of that and you put your focus on. And Abraham Hicks is good in this particular instance. Wouldn't it be nice if I had X today? Wouldn't it be nice if I could enjoy being with that today? Whatever that is, whatever it is that you want, okay? And you have that very simple way. It's an easier way than saying I am now traveling, or I now have $50,000, or I now am in the most wonderful relationship I've ever had, because your head argues with those absolute statements. I think affirmations are good, but when you're not feeling great, absolute statements are more difficult. So using the wouldn't it be nice if as part of your living in the end is a softer, easier way, and your head argues with it a lot less. Okay, so as part of your living in the end, I would go to the next thing, which is the fourth leg of the stool. Imagination creates reality. You do imaginal scenes, okay? You do imaginal scenes with eyes closed, and you literally look out of your imaginal eyes at what you'd be seeing if you were enjoying the thing you wanted. Doesn't matter what it is, but see it. See it. And also try and activate the senses, other senses that are relevant. There's obviously 5. Some of the senses like taste might not be relevant in certain scenes, or hearing might not be relevant in certain scenes, but add in whichever of the senses is relevant. You touching something, seeing something, hearing something, smelling something, tasting something. You add in whatever's relevant to your scene. Okay, I did do a meditation using the 5 senses. I'll put that down below. I've done a playlist about living in the end. I'll put that down below. I've done a playlist on the Ho'oponopono. I'll put that down below. I've done some YouTubes on affirming and self-love meditations. I will put those 4 or 5 things down there for you to use. So think of it as a 4-legged stool. And if you can make that the most priority in your daily practice, try not to overdo too many techniques, too many things, because it ends up that you exhaust yourself and you do bits and pieces of things, you water things down, and then the seeds do not have time to take root. Okay, best to do just a little handful of things and do them consistently and do them well, and laying that good foundation with your self-love and your self-worth. From that, you build the cake layers and you use the 4 legs of the stool, and then it becomes a solid foundation from which the manifestations can occur, because it all starts with you and how you feel and how you think. Okay, this whole thing about manifesting, it really is about becoming more at peace mentally, and then that impacting your emotional state, that feeling in your gut. And the more at peace you become, the more relaxed you become, the more surrendered you become, the more allowing you become, the more faith you can create within yourself, then those things can slide in. Now, I want to say one more thing. I know many of you write me about, I've been told that I could have instant manifestation, or manifest in 21 days, or manifest in 4 weeks, or whatever it is, and I haven't been able to do it, and then you start feeling like there's something wrong with you. Okay, I want to say this. I don't not believe in instant manifestation or 14 days or 21 days or whatever, but I don't think we can dictate to the universe when something will happen. You can try, and if it happens, great, but if it doesn't, please don't think there's something wrong with you. Some of us take more time. Some of us, are more of the tortoise. We're not the hare, the rabbit, okay? We can still manifest things. And if we manifest them laying good foundations and the foundation's set, then you can still attract what you want. So please don't be disappointed or feel like there's something wrong with you if you can't manifest things, because I know some YouTubers do say, you can manifest in these certain time frames. Now, I'm not against it, but if it doesn't happen for you, try not to beat yourself up and think, I'm not doing it right, okay? There are different time frames for different people, and I think allowing, these days this is what I think, allowing God, the universe, source, to bring things at the appointed time, as Neville has discussed, is a much more, I think, respectful way and less arrogant way, because I do think when you're dictating to the universe, I want to have this and I'm going to have it within 21 days or whatever, there's a little bit of arrogance in that. And I don't think that learning a bit of humility and a bit of letting go and being relaxed about when the universe, God, or source brings something to us, I don't think that's a bad thing to develop within your own character. It's to be happy with it happens when it happens, to be relaxed about that, to have joy and knowing and faith that it comes, and having a little bit of just humility and knowing that the bigger God, the universe source, hears what we say. It hears our call. It hears our requests. But to trust that it will bring it when we are ready. And that readiness is often maturity, emotional and mental. It's like you got to get to a place where you really can almost say, I can be happy with or without this. And that's when it hatches, because the attachment that you have to this has finally been released. You've loosened your grip. So I hope that makes sense. So that's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, because I'm working with many of you and you're saying so many techniques, I don't know what to do, I'm exhausted, I don't know who to listen to. And I will say this, try and listen to people that have actually manifested the thing you want to manifest yourself. So if you're listening to someone, try and find out, have they actually manifested this? Because if I'm going to listen to someone, I need to know that they understand the experience of it, not just the theory and the knowledge of it. And that, I think, is the real best advice you can get. If it's from someone who has walked in, not only in your shoes of where you are now, where you haven't manifested it, but in the end result that you desire. Okay? So lots of love, everybody. And I will see you in the next YouTube. One more thing. For those of you that do want to connect with people and other viewers from this channel, Caitlin Moon, who is a wonderful young lady that I've interviewed a few times, it kindly gives her time and a space for many of you to connect on Facebook. The group is called Manifestors United. And people that understand that concept. Secondly, there is also a wonderful interview for those of you that read the book, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, by Kamal, Ravikant. I will put that interview down below. And something I was listening to yesterday, which was wonderful, by Dandapani. And it's about improving your concentration and what you're doing and simplifying. It is a wonderful interview. Both of these people, I think, are givers. And they're not trying to get anything from you. So I think listening to people like that is of good value to you for spending your time listening. So I will put those two down below for you as well. Lots of love, everyone. See you in the next YouTube.